In this Great Lakes prepping video, I'm going to be reviewing the Sunglife emergency solar radio. Now, a couple weeks ago, Sunglife sent me one of these. It's their brand new line of emergency radio. I think they're a new company. They're looking for some feedback on their product line. So they sent one to me and asked if I could make a review for it. So that's what I'm going to do now. I haven't opened this. I haven't taken it out of the box. I haven't really done anything with it because I figured I would do that in the video. So my first impressions of this will be, I guess, the same as yours. Now, I'll say I've had a few different types of these small emergency radios, solar powered, hand crank powered, all that sort of thing. All of them seem to work okay. I don't have any real expensive ones. Usually they're between $20 and $40. This one sells on Amazon for $27.99. That's roughly about the same size as a lot of the ones that I've seen. According to the Amazon listing, this thing can charge via solar, hand crank, or it can use 3 AAA batteries. Something else interesting about it that I'm not sure all of them do is you can charge USB devices from this thing. I'm not quite sure where to plug those in yet. I guess in this little flap here has a USB and a micro USB port in it. And it claims that you can charge a USB device with the hand crank or the solar aspect of this radio. That's pretty cool. It's probably not super useful if any of the other ones I've seen are any indication. Probably have to crank your brains out just to get a couple of percentages of charge on your phone or something. But I guess for emergency use, a little something is better than nothing. That's the whole point. According to the product description, it's an AM, FM weather band radio. It has 7 NOAA weather stations, as well as, of course, your local AM and FM stations. It says it's multi-powered with manual charge, solar, USB, or batteries. It has a built-in LED flashlight, an SOS alarm. So according to the instructions, this thing can be powered with 3 AAA batteries or the included lithium-ion battery. What's a little confusing is in the instructions it says the rechargeable lithium-ion battery has been disconnected for transportation purposes. But there's no place on this thing where it would appear obvious to connect the lithium-ion battery. Here's the compartment for the AAAs, but the next step in the instructions says before using, set the power switch to lithium-ion or AAA position. So I switched it over to lithium-ion with this switch on the back, and sure enough, the thing seems to have power.
Was out, or if a construction worker accidentally cuts your cable.
Radio comes on. I learned that if you flip up this little solar panel piece, LED light comes on. So I guess it has power already. And I'm not going to bother putting in the AAA batteries right now because I don't think I need to. So in trying to find where that might go, I kind of discovered some of the other features about this thing, such as the flashlight at the front. Pressing this yellow button will turn on this light here. It doesn't seem to do much, but if you twist this little bezel, it kind of focuses the light narrower or wider. I don't know, I guess that's all right. On the side here is how you turn it on and adjust the volume with this knob. And this knob is the tuner. All right, now I've got it on FM mode. I was going to play around with the weather band and see if I could get get one of those to come in. Of course, it's got this little antenna here that you can extend if you like. So let's see if we can get one of the weather band channels to come in.
It was sunny with a temperature of 32. In Sault Ste. Marie, it was cloudy with a temperature of 36. A few out-of-state locations. At Chicago, it was partly sunny with a temperature of 41. It was fair with a temperature
Well, that
of
works.
47.
You know, I can't tell exactly which band I'm on because all of the weather bands are almost the same frequency. 162.450 megahertz or 162.550 megahertz. It's kind of hard to see because the radio dial is so small, but if you can see the little indicator, it looks like I'm probably at the 162 point, I don't know, 500 megahertz, something like that. It's kind of hard to be exact. I guess I don't really care as long as I can find one when I need one. Now, this thing comes with a little lanyard and a tiny little carabiner over here. According to the picture on the box, it looks like you're supposed to loop that in there, and now you've got a carry handle of some sort. I guess that's all right. On the bottom here are the switches to go between lithium ion and AAA power, but you've also got this switch here that goes from regular mode. If I click it down, now it's in the mode where it can charge a USB device such as your cell phone. And if I click it up to the one that says SOS, I'll do it for just a second, but oh, I really hate the sound this is about to make. It's a flashing red light and just a god-awful siren sound. I guess if I'm in trouble somewhere, this thing could call for some help. But man, I hope to never accidentally flip that thing while this is in my bag or something. Overall, the construction seems about what you'd expect for a $20 to $30 piece of electronics. You know, this is kind of a just barely rubberized kind of a plastic. It's got that just little bit of texture and grip to it. The rest of it, you know, it's about what you'd think. These little dials here feel about the cheapest plastic you can get. I would have rather they made them black or something rather than, I don't know, try to give the impression that they're metal or something by making them shiny. I don't know. It's a good size. It's not so small that I can't read the labels and manipulate the switches, and it's not really too big to comfortably put in a glove box or one of my bags or something like that. So like I said, I already have a couple of radios similar to this that do more or less the same stuff. I'm not sure I have any that'll charge USB devices because they're maybe a little bit older, so that's sort of cool. If you've never seen a radio or device that has a hand crank feature before, I'll show you how that works. It's this little thing in the back flips out, and now it's a little handle. And if you've got it on lithium ion setting, just crank this thing clockwise. And if your battery's dead and you crank this a bazillion times, you'll get some charge out of that battery. It's anyone's guess if this crank mechanism will wear out before you finish charging your battery, but hey, if it gets you the help or the information you need just once when otherwise you'd be in trouble, then I guess it's worth the use. It's worth the $27. I thought I might try to hook this thing up to a cell phone and see if I can get any charge out of this device. I'll mention it comes with this USB cable, but it's not the most modern style of cable. Not really sure what you call this, if that's called micro USB or what, but if you have a newer device or an Apple product, you're going to need to use the cord that came with your phone, I suppose. But I'm going to go ahead and switch this to the charge setting and plug the USB cord in here. And I've got a slightly older phone here that I don't really use for anything, but it'll fit this cord, so why not? I don't know if you can see that up there at the top. I noticed that my cell phone has actually gone down a percentage since I plugged this in a couple minutes ago. So I thought maybe the battery in the radio isn't, fully charged or whatever. So maybe I'll try charging this up fully and see if it helps then. If I read those instructions correctly, you can charge the lithium-ion battery in this radio also through USB by attaching it to your computer or a USB charging port on something. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll charge up the lithium-ion battery in this thing and then see if it helps charge this phone anymore. Well, I plugged the radio into my computer for about an hour and a half, charging it up, and I noticed when I plugged it in, there was an LED light that showed up. It stayed red the whole time, so maybe it still had some charging to go. But anyway, I plugged it into the cell phone and after charging the radio for a while, and I noticed that slowly but surely the battery percentage is starting to go up. When I plugged it in maybe 15 minutes ago, it was at 62%. So it's pretty slow, but it does seem to be giving it some of its juice. So there you have it, I guess. So that's it. That's the Sunglife emergency AM FM weather radio with flashlight, emergency SOS alarm, solar power, hand crank, and apparent mobile device USB charging. I'd say that overall I'd be pretty happy with this at the price point. I'm even happier with it at the price point I got it at, which was free. So if you can do that, I highly recommend it. But yeah, I would recommend this product for the $27. I think it's at least as good as the other ones I've had, some of which cost closer to $40. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, this is Great Lakes Prepping.